and you're looking to find somebody to build a web page for you, a website for you, and you have questions that aren't answered, well, definitely you can drop a comment or ask a question, as well as if you want to get into the web development business, you want to become a web developer, either if you're a starter or a junior or mid-level, doesn't really matter. You can definitely call in, drop a message on facebook.com/CodeTap, and you can find the live stream over there, or on youtube.com/CodeTap/live, and you can join the live over there. You can also call in. If you're from the UK, you can call on 0333034654. It's a normal tariff. And if you are from outside the UK, it's +443333034654. Again, it's unusual normal tariff. So you can definitely call in or ask a question. Yeah. So where are you from? If you're watching right now, if you're listening in right now, where are you from? Leave a comment and let's start chatting. Today is Wednesday. Okay. Hello, Bogdan. How are you today? So let's see, what's our subject for today? What shall we talk about today? On top of how was my day, we'll talk about the difference between a web designer and a web developer. That's our aim for today. And also answer questions to anybody that wants to join in and have a discussion about creating web pages, creating websites, and so on. So, what's the difference between a web developer and a web designer? Well, sometimes it can be the same person. However, the further you get into your career and the better you improve your skills, you tend to choose one or the other. The web designer would tend to go for the more creative part, the more, just a second, let me not get it. So web designer will tend to be more creative as an artist in the way things look and feel, maybe like what colors, what color does a button have, and shades and contrasts and so on. While a web developer tends more to be on the coding side, like writing codes like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or any other language. So a web designer will create using Photoshop, Illustrator. Those are graphical softwares. Photoshop, Illustrator, Sketch, or anything like that, anything in that area. They will create how a website looks. So this would be the design of the website. Nowadays, for a website, you should design for mobile, you should design for tablet and for desktop, so to be more or less responsive. And a developer would take this design and start creating HTML tags or maybe components in for mobile. It will start to implement the functionality of all those elements. So a developer, a web developer, implements the looks that were made by the web designer. Again, sometimes this can be mixed. Sometimes a web developer could do a bit more or a bit less the job of a web designer, and the other way around. However, those are two different jobs that happen to be very closely tied together in the same area. So that's the difference between a web developer and a web designer. One creates how the website looks, and the other one implements those looks into a functional website. If you have a different opinion, please join in or just leave a comment either on Facebook or on YouTube. You can find us by CodeTap, CodeTap, the source of coding. Yeah, that's our name, this the source of coding, or it pours down infinitely, your source of coding. So Adrian, should you say hello? I say hello back to you, Adrian. How was your day? Don't forget, you can definitely call in on 03333 034 654. And if you run out of minutes or whatever, have a chat with Andrei. So drop a comment on Facebook or on YouTube and let us know. Maybe we can call you back. Yeah. So open the subject. What is the difference between a web developer and a web designer? Are they one and the same, or are they different people, different persons? And I've already spoken about it, and I'm waiting for your opinions. Do you agree with me, or maybe you have a different opinion, a different point of view, and I would very much like to hear that. Yeah. So right now
Hello, guys. Give me a minute, please.
Hello, Adrian, how are you today?
Hello, guys. Give me a minute, please.
Yeah.
Hello, Marian. My day was fine. Yesterday I was attending the interview for a nice job, part-time job on Northampton.
Okay.
And today, again, another attempt to join a team I'm security, and I will join the team, a security team who made parts on events, sportive events and concerts and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So I try to work something quickly because I will be out of money next month and it will be bad. How's your day?
Isn't life beautiful?
Yeah, a struggle, a never-end struggle. How's your day, Guru?
So far, so good. We did lots of planning today. So our main, that's the main thing today. We were busy planning ahead, creating mock-ups, creating sketches, going and talking about them to get them confirmed.
I imagine
I can hear myself.
a day full of coding, and you will go now home and you will code again.
I will go home and then I will leave for Tower Bridge to meet with a possible new student. And then I'll go to do some shopping, and then I'll go home to do some coding.
Wow. So your job starts at 6 o'clock in the morning and you finish at 11.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, after 12.
Oh, after
Usually 1 or
12.
2
Oh my
a.m.
God.
Yeah, usually 1 or 2 a.m. That sometimes it goes to up to 3, but it depends.
Oh my God, it's terrifying. But I know for sure that you do it with great pleasure. everything.
Well, I wouldn't do it if it wouldn't be pleasant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's your question for today related to coding?
Well, I don't have any question.
I'm pretty sure you don't know everything, so you do have questions. And I'll give you time to think about anything you can ask related to coding, because it's not like you know everything. If it would be like that, I would like you to be my teacher. But see, I'm pretty sure you do have questions. Just you can't find right now one. So let's see. How can I help you think about questions? Right?
Yeah.
Do you need ideas, or can you think about a question, or do you need my help to find the question?
Give me a sec. I will open my Visual Studio Code to see here. Well, one of my problem is, I'll give you an example. So I'm still there on TR, TD, TR, TD. Yeah. So
not sure why you're still
there. Yeah. I select TD and I put a cool span 2 and the special color.
Okay.
And inside the TD, I was put H1 with welcome.
Okay.
So it seems okay, but I was thinking to make something special. I mean, maybe mouse cursor as a butterfly, or yeah.
That's definitely a trap you're running into there. By the way, I'm just letting you know it's a trap what you're doing. Most of us have been there, including me, trying to do amazing stuff, cool stuff right there on the spot, which takes a lot of time, and time is not something you have right now. Isn't it?
All right, so I understand that I have to be quick and good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're the opposite of quick.
Right.
By doing what you're doing and what I have been doing, at some point, I'm no longer doing it. And what most of us at some point have been doing, it's you're not quick, you're slow.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll
I'm
explain to you. I'll explain to you so maybe you can learn something from it. So the idea of meeting tables, as I've mentioned to you, was to understand how to visualize and how to represent something that you visualize into coding. So it gives you this opportunity to understand that it can work very well like that. Okay, so once you visualize,
yeah.
Okay, so once you visualize the table, shall I speak or shall you speak?
Please do yourself speak you.
Okay, I will speak you. So once you visualize the table and learn that you can actually visualize something and then transform it into coding, then you could do it for a menu. You could look picture in your head and have that as a base, and then start solving bit by bit until you create a menu. So represent it in HTML and CSS. Then you could do that for another thing, maybe a button or a group of buttons and so on. The idea is for you to start visualizing. And I've also addressed this table issue that you shouldn't spend too much time on it for a specific reason. The reason is that it's very, very rare that you'll be using a table. It's very, very often that you'll be using a div or a span or an unordered list, a nav tag, a header tag, and so on. So there are other tags that are more commonly used in 2019, and tables are or rarely used. So the point was just to take a lesson, to learn a lesson, and move on quickly. Now, let me explain the one that I mentioned to you a bit earlier, and why I think you're going slow instead of being quick about it. So by decorating stuff, something like how to change the color of a text and then you change it into different colors, that's okay, and that's something quick, right?
Okay.
But if you want to go and, I don't know, design and implement butterflies and different effects when you're still at the beginning, it's going to take you a lot of time to figure out how to actually do it, and then to actually do it the proper way. And it will take you so much time that it already finished the project in the time that this short thing took you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
And
from experience. Now,
yeah.
my recommendation to this is to stop writing any codes unless you're watching a tutorial. Stop writing any codes and start writing a plan. In that plan, you want to specify whatever you want to build attached to that. Like, I want to have 3 buttons in the left side and 2 buttons at the bottom. I want to have some text over there, and so on. So you basically specify any possible detail. Like,
cool idea.
You wouldn't know how to build the website, and you would give this plan to a different developer. Okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to build a plan, and once you got a proper plan built, guess what? You start solving it bit by bit. You take a piece of it, and you start solving it, and then you take another one, and you start solving it, task, however you want to call it. Right?
Wow, cool idea, Guru.
And that's something that will reduce your development time at least by 2 or 3 times. If you create a plan, code, and if you create a proper plan, which means a proper plan doesn't mean 6 lines of text. A proper plan means at least 2-3 pages. At least 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
The more, the better. Right?
Yeah.
So a proper plan, that's how you do it. And when you start writing the plan, you want to know how to write one, but you learn how to write one. So that's my advice to you. Stop wasting time with butterflies and be efficient. Create a planner for a small project you want to build and start building it.
Cool idea, mentor. So I should think to do a plan and to execute my own plan?
Yeah.
Oh my God, thank you. All right. So one of my problem now is, I mix some codes in the same line, and I'm not sure if I should mix, let's say, CSS with HTML. So let's say, I'll give you an example. I have in the same line, table, post, tr, 2 points, last child, td, 2 points, first child.
Okay.
And curly brace. So it's the same style here. I mean, he looks like CSS. Is that?
Yeah.
So it's all CSS here.
As long as it's like that, it should be CSS. However,
all right,
I'm not sure which tutorial you're following. As long as the first one is not the one in Romanian, If you're unsure when to use CSS with HTML, until you get to that point where you're capable of understanding the difference, I can even talk to you about it right now if you want to, but until you get to the point where you really understand the difference, I suggest you always write your CSS in an external file and then load it through a link tag into your HTML.
Right, you do yourself that, but I need to see how to put the link so that the page know where to take the codes, the CSS, let's say.
Okay.
Did I say right? So let's say I have the welcome HTML, and I will cut all the CSS style, and I will put it in a page, in a new page, which I call it, let's say, XXL point file. Yeah, a new file. But I should put in that page, I should link all the page to take the CSS from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it right now?
Theoretically, I know how to do it in my head, but practically, I have to watch you, and I know exactly what I need to watch you. Yeah, I have a tutorial from you.
I know, but you don't need to watch me because you're talking to me.
All right.
You're talking to me. You're watching me when I'm not there. I'm not here, so I'm not in contact with you. But now you don't need to watch me. I'm talking to you.
Okay. So I have a page. Let's say
page.
Yeah.
Let's stop with. Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
Okay. So I read you. I have opened it already. Okay. So I have to cut all the CSS, and to move it in another folder. I will read you all the code in the page.
Just a second. You have a style tag, right? Do you have a style tag?
Give me a sec. Yes.
Okay. So all the text inside that it has an opening style tag, and way later in the HTML document, it has a closing style tag.
Yes. So you will say I have to cut. All right.
Yeah.
I select all the
tags.
All right. He's done it.
Okay. So did you cut Control X or right click cut? Did you do it?
Right click.
Okay. Now save
cut.
that page.
Let me save it.
Save it.
It's saved. Okay.
Okay. And now, can you open that page in a browser?
Give me a sec, please.
Yeah. 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 Okay, kind of. So Andre was reading me what Julian said, which is half there, half not there. I can sense some confusion in whatever Julian said. But anyway, let's continue with Adrian, and if Julian wants to join in here, just let him know that he can either call in or we can call him in later on. So, Adrian, where were we at? Did you use cut and save the page?
I try to find the folder with the page and open it in
Do
browser.
you,
And I see.
do you have? Are you editing this HTML page with Visual Studio Code?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you
Just
speak
give me a second.
closer? Can you speak closer to the phone?
Okay, how you hear me now?
Okay. Can you speak closer to your phone?
Yes, I'm on the phone now. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
In
Just give me a sec.
on the left side, you should have your file selected. Right. In the left side, there should be an Explorer panel in Visual Studio Code. Can you see it? Where your
In the
file,
left side.
where you double
Yes.
click. Yeah. Usually you double click the file to be opened. Can you locate that file over there? Okay. So now
Yes, it's
right click
yeah.
it and show in Explorer. Select show in Explorer.
Click open it. I don't have Show in Explorer.
What do you have?
All right, Reveal in Explorer. Right. Thank
Okay,
you.
Reveal in Explorer.
Yeah. So in the page, I can see welcome, navigation, and content.
Okay,
And I'll read you the code.
So
I was cut the all the CSS, and I have to move it in a new folder. How you do that with just few keys? I can't forget. Sorry. You still hear me, Guru? Hello? Hello? Hello?
hey,
Hello? Yeah, all
hello.
right, me too. Okay, do you hear me now? I hear you.
That's good.
I hear you well.
So I'm back. Yep,
Okay.
I'm back.
So I'm in the folder. I was opening it in a browser.
Yeah.
And I
Can
have
you see the file?
Yes, I have 3 tags. I have welcome, navigation, and content.
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about if you can see the web page being styled or without styles.
No, it's the same. I don't. It's no pro. I will save it properly, and this.
Okay.
It seems like it's the same with style or without style. It's the same. Seems the same. So should I put it back to see the difference?
Well, you just said there is no difference.
Yeah.
You just said there is no difference. Did you actually save the web page after you cut the style?
Yes, I do it.
Okay. So save the web page again and then refresh the browser and tell me if the web page no longer has styles.
Okay. Give me a sec. Yeah, it seems the same.
So you cut the styles.
Yeah.
You cut the CSS. Inside the style tag, there are no more words. And the
I
web
cut
page
the
is
style.
being styled.
Yes, I was cut the style too. There's no style. I cut everything.
Okay. Is the web page now still styled in the browser?
No. I will read you. Let me read you. Can I read you the code from?
Yeah, but that's not important.
No.
No. I'm asking you if the web page still has styles. Okay, so
Well.
let me paint what we are doing here. You have an HTML web page, and that HTML web page had some styles, and those styles were responsible to make the web page look different than black and white. Now we cut those styles out of the web page. We saved the web page like that. And now we want to confirm that the web page is just black and white without any styles.
All
That's
right.
what we want to do.
I understand. So the web page has no style because it's only black and white. I cut all the style and the colors. You're right.
Okay. So now, is the web page missing the styles? Yes or no?
No. The web page is only black and white, has 3 tags, so has no style.
You're not hearing me. Sorry, you're not hearing me. That's what I just said. We just need to confirm that the web page no longer has the web styles. It no longer has any style. And I'm asking you if it no longer has any styles, and you're answering me, yes, it still has the styles, but it's black and white. Well, it's black and white, it means it doesn't have any more styles. Okay, I think we are on the same page, it's just that we are having a hard time speaking the same, let's say, language. It's okay, it's confirmed. Can you create a new file now? And before you create a new file, can you pick a random name? Just say a random word.
Clock.
Clock, okay. So I want you to create a new file named clock.css.
File. Dot CSS. All right.
Okay. Is this clock.css file opened now in the editor?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to paste here, Control V. Paste that inside this file.
All right. So I have all the style here. Call span.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it. Is it saved?
Yes.
Cool. Now we want to go back to the previous page, and you can do that if you press Control Shift Tab. If you press all those keys one time, it will jump back to the previous file. Or you can actually just go to the file that you cut the CSS out from it. Just go to that file and let me know when you're.
All right. So I'm on a HTML file. The file is without the CSS style.
Yeah. Can you locate those two? So there is a style tag. Can you locate it? The one that is empty right now?
No, I don't have any style here because I cut it.
Yeah, you cut the style, but you should still have the style tag, right?
No, I cut the style tag too. Cut the style tag too.
That's not good.
That's
not good. Do you have the style tag inside the CSS file?
Yes, I have it.
Just go and remove it. Only leave the CSS part there, no HTML. So the style tag.
Let me. I will select all the. I will select all the code.
Hey, just a second. Listen to me. It's very important sometimes to actually listen than just go straight ahead, right? So, you want to only select the opening style tag and remove it, and then only select the ending style tag and then remove it. That's the only thing you want to do.
So, cut it or remove it?
it doesn't really matter if you cut it or remove it, and if you burn it, if you pour acid onto it, it doesn't really matter. Just remove it.
Okay,
Right?
so
Come on, it's not rocket
I will
science.
cut the opening style, and I will go to welcome HTML.
You can even select it and press delete or backspace. It doesn't really matter. All I want you to do is to make that no longer be there in that file and nothing else. If you cut it, if you delete it, if you, I don't know,
All right.
remove it by laser, if you make a magic, I don't know, abracadabra, as long as it's no longer there, I don't care, right? So it's not important if you cut it or delete it. It's important for that text not to be there.
All right. So the style is not anymore in the CSS file.
Okay. So no more style tags. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you cut it from the beginning, or delete it from the beginning, or removed it from the beginning, as well as from the end.
Yeah. But now I should put
Did you do it from the
style
end as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So now we want to link that CSS back into that file that we cut it from. We want to instruct that file to grab its CSS from some other place. Okay, the place that we just created, which is named clock.css, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go up in, it doesn't really matter, but let's just start with this. Somewhere inside the head tag of that HTML file.
All right.
So you have HTML. Inside HTML, you have head and body, right?
Okay.
So I'm talking about the head tag.
Yeah, I'm there at the beginning of the head tag.
Okay. So over there, type link, L-I-N-K, and press tab.
So after the head, or should I press enter after the head?
It doesn't really matter. We've spoken about this in the previous lesson, and we talked about it. And I've told you, between tags, before tags, and after tags, you can do whatever you want. Put how many spaces you want. In any shape and form, you can put spaces. So if you press an enter, just do it.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you didn't understood it from the previous time. Just make it stick in your head. If I spend like 10 minutes explaining a very basic thing, it should be already in your head.
Okay.
So you need to learn how to focus.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Did you type link and press tab?
Link. And this link space rel.
Not link space. It's not link space.
Style
Did you
sheet.
press tab? Okay,
Yes.
So it auto-completed. It auto-generated for you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so when I'm asking you if you press tab, what are you going to answer?
Okay.
Did you press the tab key when you typed link?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Finally. We are on the same page. So then it should auto-generate you exactly what you said, an attribute rel, R-E-L, right? And the value of it is style sheet. And then what do you have, SRC or href?
Href. And
okay, so you got another attribute, href, and we want to assign the value to that href attribute, the same name that we assigned to that file when we extracted our CSS. So what do you want to write inside?
Well, I will write clock.css.
Well, do that.
dot CSS. Yeah, done.
Okay. Now save the file and go in the browser and refresh it.
All right, save it. Go in the browser. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so easy with you, Guru.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So the one that was inside the HTML file, the very same CSS, is called embed. So the one that sits inside inside the style tag, because there are not two of them. It's an opening and a closing, so it's just one tag, right? So you call it embed. It's an embed CSS. EMBED, embed. Okay. The one that sits now in that clock.css file is called external CSS. Okay.
All right.
So the one that sits outside in any file is called external, and the one that sits between the opening and closing of a style tag is called embed. Okay? It's not that one is better than the other. So if somebody tells you that one is better than the other, you immediately know that they don't know what it means. Right? So whenever somebody will tell you that embed is better than external, or external is better than embed, it means they do not know what they are talking about. One is better than the other depending on your intent. What do you want to build? How do you want to build it? And you basically decide which one to use to make use of its good parts and not of its bad parts, right? So usually you want to use both of them. Now there is a third way of dealing with CSS. Do you know which one it is? So we have external, we have embed, and do you know the third one?
No, sir.
Okay, so the third one is called inline. And in Romanian we would say în linie, inline. Okay.
So what you will put there on the line a special code or what?
No. So now we are not going to style the link tag, right? Just remember, we are not talking about the link tag. However, I'm going to take the link tag as an example because it's the last one that we just written. Okay. So now let's assume that the link tag is not the link tag, it's some other tag. It's a div, it's a table, it's a span. It's not a tag, okay? So inside you have a relation attribute, rel, and you also have an href, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you add a third attribute called style, and you then type equal and then double quotes, two of them, right? And then inside those double quotes, you can say something like color, colon, red, semicolon, background color, blue, semicolon, font size, big, semicolon, font weight, bold, semicolon, and so on. Okay? So you can start writing CSS inside the value of a style attribute. Okay?
All right.
So that's a third way, and there are no more ways. So it's either external, embed, or inline. And I believe inline would be, again, in specific scenarios, one of the best choices you can do, and in other scenarios, one of the worst choices you can do. But you cannot say that one is worse than the other unless you put in context. What's your purpose? What do you want to do? Right? So, for example, if you build a web page, like we normally do, then it might be that 99.99 of the scenarios you'd never want to do inline CSS. So you'd never want to add CSS as the value of a style attribute of an HTML tag. Okay.
All right.
However, if you're building some CSS and HTML for a page that is meant to be sent inside an email, okay,
Yeah.
so imagine you're receiving an email which is nicely done, then at the current moment, until we evolve into, I don't know, better species or whatever, emails are going to work better when you use inline CSS. Even if it's a pain, inline CSS is a better choice when you're talking about most of our emails, right? So now again, inline, external, and embed have each of them their proper place, depending on the project and depending on your intent, on what you want to achieve. You'd use one or the other or a mixture of them. Okay.
So
that's cool.
Let me say to you what I understand. So
Okay.
inline method is for
inline CSS.
Inline CSS is for advanced coding. I mean,
No.
For advanced projects.
No. It's for emails.
Well, all right, for emails, but
yes.
What I meant to say is that I believe, like as a junior developer, I will do simply stuff like buttons, cards with full of empty, and yeah. So I will not need to put the CSS in line.
Yeah, you would want to stay away from it if it's not meant to end up in an email. If it's not meant to end up in an email, you do not want to put CSS inline. Unless there's a very good reason, which I'm quite curious to find out what would that reason be. Unless there is a very good reason, you would not want to ever put inline CSS unless your end product will be an email. Okay? Will be the content of an email. Yeah. So now continue with the other ones, embed and external.
All right.
So what did you understand about the embed one and about the external one?
Well, the external one, I think I understand it completely now.
Okay, so
but the first one, embed. The first one.
Okay.
The first one, I don't know nothing about it. So the
embed one.
Embed one, yeah.
But
so the only.
Don't know nothing about it?
So the only way is the only way I learned it is to make external and the new file and to move the CSS there.
I do not understand.
And I believe.
I do not understand you, really.
So
you know nothing about just a second. You are saying you know nothing about embed CSS. But you only know about embed CSS. Embed CSS is the only one you know so far.
All right. So
but
embed
CSS. You know nothing.
So the embed CSS is move it in a new file. So I know it.
No.
Now I know it. Yes.
No. Now you know. Now you know it even less.
Oh
now
my
you
God.
messed up. Now you messed up. So when you started that project, right, with writing CSS inside the style tag, you've written so many files with CSS inside the style tag Okay, and that's called
Mm.
embed. Just recently, you've taken that CSS out in an external file, and you forgot that you were writing embed CSS all the time. So you've written more embed CSS than external CSS so far. Okay, so embed CSS is the same CSS that can be inline. It's the same CSS that can be external. The CSS doesn't change. Okay, what changes is where you find the CSS. When you look at it, where is it located? Okay. So if you find the CSS inside the value of a style attribute, that is called inline CSS. If you find the CSS inside the style tag, that is called embed CSS. And if you find the CSS in an external file, that's called external CSS.
Wow. Yeah,
okay.
I think I get it now. So I have it before in the HTML file. I have it embed, and I move it, and I move it in a new file, which I call it clock CSS. And now I have an external CSS. Is that right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mother. Yeah. So what I don't understand is when I cut the CSS from the HTML file, I was cutting from style, from the beginning of the tag style to the end of the tag style, and I was moving in the everything in a new file, call it clock CSS.
Okay.
But why should I cut the style from here? I mean, the style is no longer in the HTML file, and you was telling me to cut it from the clock CSS file to the beginning and the end of the file of the style code.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Okay, so you're asking about the style tag. Why did you cut
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you say to me to erase it, to delete it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'll good question. Quite a good one. I would never think of asking it, so that means it's a good question. Okay, just a second. I was
okay,
giving way for somebody else. Okay, so in HTML, when you start writing the style tag, so you have an open tag and a closing tag of the style tag, right?
Yes.
So when you start writing it, you're instructing the browser that inside those style tags,
I will write some CSS, right?
Yeah, whatever you write, it will be some CSS there, assuming that it's syntactically correct, not like gibberish. Assuming that you actually put valid CSS there, you're instructing the browser to look into it not as HTML, but look into it as CSS. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what we are doing is replacing the style tag with a link, right? So the style tag becomes a link tag. The link tag needs to specify to the browser that it links to a CSS file and not some other file, right? Because link can be of many types. And then you instruct the browser by saying, well, the relation that this link does, it's a relation to a style sheet. It's a style sheet type relation. Okay, it's not an icon, it's not an image, it's a style sheet type. Okay. So that style tag now it's replaced by the link tag with an attribute rel and a value of style sheet.
All right.
And now the href only points to the place where you can find that file, right? So href is only pointing to the place where you can find that file, and the rel relation instructs the browser what type of relation that is that to that file. Is it an image? Is it a CSS? Is it something else? Okay.
All right.
So that's why we removed the style tag, because we didn't actually remove it, we replaced it. All we wanted to do is have that CSS some other place, not the style tag and the CSS. Only the CSS, we only needed the CSS to be in some other place. Okay?
Guru, I think I get it. So the style tag, it's a kind of declaration.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I have to do 2 times another two files where I will move all the CSS to remain in my mind, to not lose it.
Yeah, practice and practice and
No.
practice. That's what you want to do. Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
know.
cool. I'm going to end this one now because I'm already home and I will prepare to go to Tower Bridge to meet with Cornell.
Have a good afternoon, Guru.
Yeah, catch you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.